school is a place to learn and to grow, and there's a lot of things that can be distractions. And as I said up front, if we had kids walking into school expressing themselves heterosexually, they would also be asked to leave.
How do you guys, I guess, walk that line between, because the best way to disciple a young person who perhaps is struggling with their sexuality is to put them in an environment like your school can only create?
Yeah, no, I certainly understand the question, and I've answered. A lot of people have emailed, a lot of support, a lot of hate, and I've had some discussions with people who have a foot on each side of this discussion because of close friends and family. For us, there's a difference to me institutionally, institutional rules and guidelines and principles versus being able to minister and reach out. So I'm also the pastor of the church here. Can homosexuals and transgenders and whatnot attend our church? Yes, they can. They have. They do. Do we love them? Absolutely. Could they go into membership in our church? No, because we believe biblically that they're living in a lifestyle of sin. We don't try to mince words about that. So institutionally, it's challenging, especially because our school is a ministry of our church. So if our church has this principle and this guideline, it'd be hard to separate our school from that same principle or biblical passage. I certainly understand what you're saying. And as I've told people, do I believe we've had homosexual students at our school? Yes. We've had students who, as soon as they graduate, kind of come out and they feel safe's the best word. They feel they can express themselves at school. They couldn't wear that as a badge of honor or something. They might, be getting in trouble or asked to leave. We just feel like school is a place to learn and to grow, and there's a lot of things that can be distractions. And as I said up front, if we had kids walking into school expressing themselves heterosexually, they would also be asked to leave. If they're running up and down the halls talking about they did this over the weekend or that over the weekend, that's also against our policy. So it's not an aim against homosexuality. It's a human sexuality policy, in general.
So, Barry, I ask this sincerely. The kind of the point of this segment we do weekly with Pastor Anthony, and normally Pastor Bobby is here with us as well, is for me to learn and for the audience to learn. And so I'll ask perhaps a naive question, but I want to learn and I want the audience to learn. And I talk kind of transparently about my personal struggles. And so I heard you say about your church, like, as a member, if you couldn't be a member if you were an out of the closet gay person. Mm-hmm. What do you say to someone like me? And again, I can't say that I disagree with your policy, but I guess my question is more, shouldn't your policy be, or should it be even more restrictive? Take someone like me who struggled with gluttony. And gluttony, I believe, is a sin. I don't think it's what God wants for us. Should someone like me that has been gluttonous and is dealing with obesity, should we be perhaps forbidden from being a member at your church or other churches because we're in disobedience?
I think that would be a hard thing for a pastor or a deacon board or something to evaluate, a person. I don't know that people would necessarily know that versus somebody outwardly living a particular lifestyle. And I would even mention if we were in church and someone said, hey, I want to be a member of the church, but I'm living an adulterous lifestyle, or we knew, hey, this person is living with this person who's not their husband or wife, that would also preclude them from becoming a member of the church. The membership within the church is, we're all sinners, and that's the message we've been trying to share from the beginning. But I certainly understand what you're saying about the gluttony. I don't know that would be an easy thing for a pastor to evaluate. This person is struggling with that. I don't know that the average pastor would know that or assume that, and it's probably not a sin that's probably too often, talked about or addressed, quite frankly, within the church.
You kind of answered my question, though, because the other one where I would go down is like, I used to live a very promiscuous lifestyle, and if your church were aware of that, you would deny me membership.
Yes, sir. I mean, at the time, for me, a lot of it develops into, we all sin, and is a person living a lifestyle of sin. To me, there's also a vast difference between I sin, I'm convicted by that sin, the Lord's working on me. I may still commit that sin a little bit more before He helps me get victory over this, versus someone, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and I don't really feel conviction about this. I believe the Lord does convict us about wrongdoing.